If you look at Malachi 3, verse 8 to 12, verse 10 and 11 shows us the duty of our tithe. When it comes to your seed, you have a fence, you have the ground, and then you have the seed. Now he said, when you give, he will open the windows of heaven. So inspiration will come down like rain on what to do. He also said he will rebuke the devourer. So there is a fence built around some of us who are tithers. I didn't say all. Some of us. The ground represents the people you give or the places you give. The Bible tells us that you shall not give your seed in every place. There are some places you will give this, the ground is bad, the seed can't produce. There are some people you will give, their ground is bad, it won't produce. There are some others you will give like this. Why? Good ground. But here you have seed. So the tithe has made a fence. The tithe has opened your heaven, but the tithe is not your seed. Church people, tithe is not your seed. If you look at Malachi 3, verse 8 first, it mentioned tithe and offering. But in verse 10 and 11, it told us what tithe does. Two things. Opens the heavens and builds a fence. Many are expecting their tithe to be their seed. It's different. Now, what are your seeds? You have them. Worship offering. You sow it on the ground. Every time you come to Zion, you are giving. What else? You have kingdom projects. Give me another one. Giving to the advancement of the kingdom. Transporting people to church. Picking them up because they can't afford it. What else? You have giving to your family. When it's time to give, don't be praying. No. Because some of you will gather the children and be praying in tongues. They say, now we need this. You say, now the hour has not come. You give to your family. What next? You give as an altar of sacrifice. You rear altars of sacrifice at every opportunity. Right? What else? You give to prophets. You see what a wise sower does? Is scattering it everywhere. Right? What next? The next one, you do what? You give to charity. All those clothes that you have outgrown. Instead of praying to lose weight. The next one. Giving to what? The next one. Right? When harvest comes, what do you think will happen to this man? Number one, the devil cannot enter. Number two, the heavens are open. Number three, the seed is in the ground. Hear this. It is foolishness to expect harvest without seed. Forget your prayers. Prayer doesn't equal seed. Seed equals seed. Now, my question to you as a sincere man of God. No matter how we pray in tongues now in this service, if this doesn't look like what you are doing, do you think you should expect a harvest? I think many of us first should cry for mercy. Oh yes, I believe God. I believe God. I believe God. Where is the seed? The ground is there. He has shown you how to build a fence around it, but you have refused to sow your seed. Now imagine when harvest time comes, this man will be dancing. And then people will be saying, why is she the only one testifying? You know there are people like that in church. They say that testimony is a lie. It's not a lie. It's that you are not doing the correct thing. Listen and hear this. Tithing is for protection, while all other forms of giving are for multiplication. I didn't say that in first service. Tithing is for protection. All other forms of seed are for what? Multiplication. If you have protection, no seed, no multiplication. You'll just be heavily guarded, heavily defended. The rain will fall, but it won't meet seed. That's why many who are tithing still don't have a harvest. May God grant you understanding.